I'm actually a very strong advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusivity because I'm a lady myself. Okay, and I saw it throughout my experiences that it's a bitter truth, but this is my personal experience that we ladies, we tend to have to work twice harder than the guys for some reason.
But then what we always say is that the ladies, they have different ideas. The only fear what has happened is that I feel that in Malaysian companies that whereby they feel that when there are too many ladies, it becomes too angry, the situation becomes too tense because everything becomes sensitive. But I'm not saying.
Hello there, this is Fifi from HR Professional Unveiled, where we bring human in human resources. Today we're going to talk about two very hot topics, people management and succession planning. With me today, my guest, Mr. Manmeet. He is an experienced trainer, coach and consultant in leadership and performance management since 2017. He has traveled all over the world, Singapore, Thailand, Qatar, Belgium and Australia. He is now a trainer with Malaysia HR Forum, and he specialized particularly in these two topics. Hello and warm welcome, Mr. Manmeet.
Thank you, Fifi. Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's start our discussions today with the very basic question. What is people management and what is succession planning?
So people management is different, right? When you talk about people manage, I am managing someone. So I am a manager or I am a person in telling you what to do, or you have your own KPI and goals to meet the goals that you want to meet.
Okay.
Yeah. And you have something, you have a point, a goal point.
A goal point.
Yeah,
okay.
right? Managing success is going out another level, another level by doing what is the key potential and what are the key things you can do to go and get your goal. So like in a sense, being persistent with your goal and determined to be next, I'm going to be the director of the company. So some people, so that's determination. So you want to help those people with their determination by being persistent and helping them through the succession planning.
Can I simplify it that way? This way, people management is actually more about managing performance.
Absolutely.
Okay. Succession planning is more about managing potential.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so this is how we will differentiate about people management and succession planning. Very good. But now, when we talk about these two terms, what do you define as a success in managing people?
So in terms of successing to manage people, I would say from my experiences, right? So I used to let my team, I had a team of 46 people who were working under me and all that. I would tell them, go do whatever you need to do. As long as there's an escalation, let me handle the escalation. I will deal with it. But I want you guys to always find what was the challenges you guys have faced, what can you guys improve on, and how can you contribute to the next step of it. So when you can do that, you have some key things of how you can plan your succession planning. Add to that, I always tell them, for me, it's what I always see is your ability, your skill, your knowledge. I always call it the us. What is the us in you? Okay?
Okay, that's interesting because ask is actually a nice to have thing. So if you have, you're considered lucky. Okay, so there is no such thing as one size fits all kind of approach, right? So what happens if the person that you are managing does not have the ask?
So I'll give you an example. We had one lady who was in this. What happened was she was creating one of the reporting team was under my team, right? So she was creating reports that was going out to the CIO were not correct, accurate, and it was showing that we were not doing well as a team or the professors, right? There was the HR did ask me, do I want to put her under PIP? I said no, I'm not going to put her under. Let's talk to her. Let's give her a chance. Let's give her this. So I explained to her that you have done it wrong, and I feel that there is something, like you said, there's no ask in her, or there's no determination to go forward. From one point of view, I thought it was a risk that I was taking, because I know the next 3-4 months reports, things may not work as well. I needed things to work faster, because it was during the budgeting time as well. For our IT budget was huge. Yeah, but I had to give her a chance. And then I told her, normally I do a 9-grid thing.
9-grid.
Yeah, so
and
the
what
9
does this
grid
9-grid consist of?
So 9-grid so let's say if you have on the potential and performance on the graph, you have it on the graph, and then on the high side you have a superstar, rising star, all that. So those, and then the last one, low and low, is no potential, no performance, nothing. But she was in middle. Not to say that she's so. How can I improve herself? So I need to. What I can say is manage her so that she can improve her potential.
Okay, very well. So what are the things, the do and don'ts in managing people? By the way, did she improve?
Oh yes, she did. So she did, and I mean, after 3 months, she didn't have to go into PIP. I mean, we could see that there's a potential, and we did see that. But for her promotion, we had to hold down for a while until she is ready.
Okay.
But it took her, and then in 3 years' time, she had got a promotion to something.
Okay. So what are the do's and don'ts that you can share to our viewers today?
Do's, always ask questions. I would always say, so ask the right questions. So when I do coaching and all, I always tell them, when you ask the right question in the interview, or in a meeting or anything, whenever you do that, you get the right answer. If you ask the wrong question, like example, how does this project help? So it's not going to help me. I want you to ask detailed questions. So when you do that, you plan to think outside the box. You think diversified a bit. So that helps you a bit. And try not to get involved in office politics. Office politics is one of those downside for you to fail in terms of anything, because that's just gossips. It's no performance, no potential.
That's juicy, because I'm going to ask you a little
did I put myself into trouble?
A little bit on politics. So, as you are aware that we have recently concluded our PRN in a few of the states in Malaysia, and we see the voters turnout are considerably low as compared to the previous data that we have, around 50 to 60%. So now we're talking about, we have talked about managing people, and is successful. She's already she's not going to PIP, and she's ready for promotions. So now we're gonna talk about succession planning. What's next? So you said that don't be involved in politics, but how do when we talk about, I mean, what happened in the environment that we are living in, and what happened in the organizations, sometimes it correlates, right? So what are your views on how do the current political situations implies in terms of succession planning?
So here's very interesting, because we have been changing hands for the past, in the last 3 years or 4 years, we've been changing a lot of hands.
Since 2018.
So we've been changing a lot of hands, right? Okay, 5 years in total. So where is the succession planning? Has a Malaysian, has a person who wants to vote, I want to find out what's the plan, what's next, what's in for me that I can help, right? And it has to come from the top down, whether it's in the company, whether it's in the environment, or in the politics business. It has to come top down, and it has to come in a way, what's in for the people, what's in for the rakyat of Malaysia, since we are talking about that, right? So what is in for them, and how can a simple person, just a normal person, just be interested to take the next step of, I want to go and vote, or I want to see the country improve together as a Malaysian.
Okay, very well. So how do you think that, coming back, the importance of having succession planning, ensuring the continuity of leadership within organization or within the country as a whole?
So so this is the thing, right? To be honest with you, it starts from from day one. So example, I give you when you are hiring someone. When you're hiring someone, you must ensure that the person you're hiring is right.
Correct.
And then from there, you must, so I always try to tell you must already start knowing, okay, can this person take on? But you cannot know in the interview because it's only a 1 hour talk.
Correct.
Right? But in the first year of the person joining, you must ensure that he or she is the right hire. He or she has the right potential. Can he or she jive with what you are, the company's vision, the company's work, and all, and also can he take the company to the next step? So I always tell people, right? Oops, sorry. I always tell people that what does an employer look at in a company is 4 things. Number 1, are you qualified? Which we know, right? Number 2, can you give me profits? Okay, some roles doesn't require profits, but can you increase efficiency or what? Then you need to look at then you look at number 3 is, can the person take the company to the next level? And then number 4, can he or she think outside of the box? That will help them to take the company where it wants to go. So ensuring that all the way, and also leadership by guiding them and telling them what to do may help the succession planning make it smoother.
Okay, so what are the challenges, and can you share some practical best practices of succession planning that you have come across before?
So sure, I was working with a client that was giving me a whole succession planning. So they were for 4 or 5 potential candidates. One was to be a general manager, one was to take over the head of IT, one was to take over the head of production, and one was supposed to take over head of sales. So there were 5, 6 of them in the room. One person was very noisy. He was asking a lot of questions, but he was not considered as a potential. The reason for that is because the managers all sounded that he just talks.
No substance.
No substance.
Oh my God.
So then, that's where I feel that I looked at him and I was thinking, why is this guy not, I mean, he was in the room, but his name was not mentioned to me that he was going to be the succession.
Okay.
And I was like, why? Why didn't you mention about G? Why didn't you mention about G that he's supposed to be there, right? He's talking, but in his talk, he's asking the right questions to these people.
And how come they said that they don't have substance?
They felt that he was just like a peacock, just showing off his.
So that's the persona that they get.
So the perception also
the perception also very important in succession planning.
So you got to show and improve yourself, and you can never know that this person can be. And I was saying that if he gets coached and trained, he can be the person to move forward.
Okay, very well. I'm actually a very strong advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusivity because I'm a lady myself. And I saw it throughout my experiences that it's a bitter truth, but this is my personal experience, that we ladies, we tend to have to work twice harder than the guys for some reason. Okay, so in terms of succession planning, right? How do you actually advise people out there the best way to include DEI in your succession planning?
It's a very good question, and to be honest with you, in terms of Malaysia, we are lacking of that. I can be honest with you, but
I can be the testament, right?
What I feel that we should start doing is start having more decision makers for both ends, because from the male and the female side. Why? Because some things males see it very straight. Females see it in a different direction sometimes, and sometimes you need that different vibrant to go through this. Like I give you an example. And when I talk to my wife, sometimes I have to think twice. Why am I talking to her, right? But it happens, right? But then what we always say is that the ladies, they have different ideas. The only fear what has happened is that I feel that in Malaysian companies is that whereby they feel that when there are too many ladies, they spoil like too many cooks spoil the broth. So they feel that because it becomes too angry, the situation becomes too tense, because everything becomes sensitive. But I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we should improve and encourage key decision makers to be on both sides.
Yes, I totally agree with you, because having women and men's perspective in a melting pot definitely gonna bring the best out of the company. Okay, probably one last question. What would be your advice to foster the culture of continuous development and succession readiness within a company?
Oh, so to have a continuous, so I feel that when you have the candidate ready, or you also have a plan and goal, depending on your goal and business strategy. I give you an example. IT is where things get changed very often.
Correct.
Right? So you want to plan for the next 3 years, is the person able to take the company? And I would also like to say that can the person give you something different?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Manmeet. I really enjoyed the discussion. I hope you feel the same way.
That's good. Yeah.
Don't feel pressured by all the. Don't feel pressure with all the DEI questions. Okay, and to all the viewers out there, do you have anything that you would like to share with them of your upcoming programs, or anything that would benefit them in terms of succession planning or people management?
So I do have a few programs coming. I do have succession planning and people management. Some are public programs, some are open program, as well as I do a lot of career coaching for personal career and performance. So how to improve your own performance so that you can take your own career to the next level. And yeah, thank you so much, Fifi. You were a great host. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you to you too. This is Fifi for HR Professionals Unveiled, where we bring humans in human resources. Hello there, this is Fifi. Please share, like and subscribe HR Professional Unveiled and all contents from Malaysia HR Forum. Until next time.